Hi, Nina here. I just wanted to quickly share with you a mini that I made about my trip to Camp Mojo this year. This is actually an album that I've made from scratch, with scraps I should say. So I'll just go through a run through of how I actually made and put together this album first, and then I'll give you a bit of a look through. So I've made a few journals like this, which has just got a simple stitched binding, which I can't sew, so anyone can do this. It's that easy. So what I start off with, this is actually a design that I made. It's actually an 8x10, so I designed it as an 8x10, and then I print it out as, an 8x12 enlargement, photo enlargement, and then I actually trim it out and adhere it to a piece of manila folder. So I glue and tape to make sure it doesn't come apart, just to strengthen it up. So it's still pretty flexible, but it's still strong enough to stay as a cover. So then all I do is I go through and find some papers, and they're all odd sizes, different shapes, and then layer them all on. So they're folded in half with some vellum in there, some other scraps that's not quite long enough. So this is the centre. So what I do is I then make a template. It has a centre hole and two other holes that are equally spaced from the centre. So I make a template and then go through and mark on each page the holes and pierce them. And then you need to get some twine, and then to start you go in through the middle, back through the top hole, back out, and then right over to the next hole, and then through, and then back through the middle. And then that gives, before you tie it off, that gives you time to manoeuvre and tighten it and adjust. And then what I do is I tie a double knot and then a bow. So it's really that easy. I've put a link to the video, if I can find it, where I found this, where she does it sort of as she's talking to you, in case you don't get that one. But it's really, yeah, so I won't go through it again, so just repeat it. So I'll go through it. So this is a chipboard title that Suzanne at Words or Whatever made for the actual camp. I haven't painted, decorated it yet. I wanted the cover to be quite minimalist, so I will paint that later. So then on the front here I've used one of my Flutterby fussy cuts and some dark wood veneer from Words or Whatever. So I'll just put a bit of paint, and then this one is just a Polaroid frame sticker that I picked up, I think, from Big W. They're really cute. I think $1.50 for a 4-pack. And then I've just used Project Life cards cut up for above and below some of these things, so they're quite an easy filler. I have that many of them, it's not funny. So that's another Project Life 6x4 one behind there. And this one's really cool. I've actually cut the 6x4 photo, which is there, to spread across both pages. The reason I cut it down the middle is so it moves with the album rather than sort of bending and stretching and whatnot. So your Project Life cards make great little filler cards in mini albums as well as in your Project Life folders. So even if it's just off to an angle behind a photo or a full focus on, I think one of these are a Mambi page card. And then that's one that I've trimmed off and I've just used it as a tab. So they're quite versatile. So then I've put some of Flutter by Flares and photo cutouts through here as well. This is another dark wood veneer from Words or Whatever. Chipboard arrow. These alphabets are from Snap. I find them, they're really cool. They're quite handy and you can doodle around them. I think I've done some here somewhere. Anyway, so there's that. That's a Flutter by Polaroid cutout, which is really cool for making matting your photos and adding extra bits to them. Some more flares, another Project Life card, just to break up the black on the background. So they can be it's quite simple, but it's embellished enough for what I like. This Project Life card I've actually made as a pocket and then left these ones loose and done some journaling on the back so they can just tuck in. And then I've also used some vellum as well and put a few interactive little pages throughout here. It's Lauren's little card that she did for Mojo, which is really cool because she's put like a little QR code and you scan it and it goes straight to her blog, which I thought was super cute and very neat. So yeah, I've pretty much just used scraps and other bits and pieces to make this. You don't have to spend a fortune to make a mini album. Use your scraps. Quite fun, and then you realise that that paper you've been hoarding for 2 years you probably could have used earlier. So it's a good way to use it up and get rid of some scraps, and these would make great gifts. You could make a couple for the kids to doodle in and let them have their own little show and tell little scrapbook, which keeps them out of your supplies and leaves them with their own. So this one's another Project Life card that I've actually, it's only a 3x4, believe it or not, it's not a 6x4. It's a 3x4 that I've cut in the middle and I've actually overlapped it over top of the picture, which looks really cool. This is a felt embellishment from Charms Creations. You can find her, she's on Facebook and she has a blog. And then I've just put in some of the layouts I did at the weekend and some of my friends. So yeah, this is just a little card that's not really having any purpose but just to be an interactive flap, which is fun. And then I worked out the hard way, because I use a lot of mixed media on my layouts, I decided to put a bit of gel medium and a mask on the background here. But all it really did was stick to photos and wasn't very successful, so I've then stuck photos over it to stop that from happening. And then I really liked this paper, but I really hated this paper, which is a real florally, purpley bleh. So all I've done over that is put some gesso so you can sort of see the pattern through it. Excuse me. But it's not that predominant that you're going to notice, because you notice what's on the page rather than what's behind it. And then this is the group photo of us all. Flare button, some photo cutouts and some alphabets. And then of course, this is the aftermath. I couldn't find, that's my craft room. It's not a show on hoarders or anything. That's actually my room after I got back from the retreat. Excuse me. Needless to say, I needed to do a cleanup. So yeah, they're really fun, really neat, very easy to do. So have a go at making a homegrown mini album. You don't have to use a photo printout as your book cover. You can certainly do it with paper. I've done quite a few with paper and they work just as well. So have fun, and thanks for watching.